And this is the TIP Network, where we talk about the culture, combat sports, and self-improvement.
Yes, sir.
And today, we're going to talk about the most scariest thing to people in the world.
Whatever could that be?
Accountability.
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 That rhymes with victim mentality.
So what do we have for accountability? What you got for me?
In this particular video, all I did was report a scandalous event with a wife that was leading a double life as a call girl.
Former Miss USA contestant accused by her soon-to-be ex-husband of having a lucrative side hustle as a high-class call girl.
While married to a spinal surgeon.
I believe he did his residency at Washington University in St. Louis, which is one of the best universities. He's a really smart man.
Wow.
And her being a call girl, you might think, oh, did she just start becoming a call girl? No, it was before the marriage, during the marriage, after the marriage, for $700,000.
She was still selling booty, and it didn't stop. Even though he was making money, he was giving her a lot of money, she was still selling booty even though they were married.
This is a gold digger extraordinaire. She got the bag from the dude, and she get another bag from the dude, and she gonna leave him so she can go do whatever the fuck she wants.
Cha-ching.
He's giving her money.
Cha-ching.
She's saving her money to eventually leave.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
She's for the streets.
Yep, for the streets. She was ambitious, caring, and kind, or something like that. Anyway, it was a funny article.
She was an ambitious, caring, and kind hoe.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay, so that's the backstory of that. And then Grover did, well, we're going to basically focus on the comment section here. And we got so far from what Grover sent to me was 462 comments.
Boom.
A lot of the comments were funny. Some of them criticized my editing, but there was all right, let me tell you guys about this editing style right here, all right? I'm sorry, I got to bring this in. It just hurt my ego a little bit.
He bitter.
Actually, it really didn't hurt my ego. What happened was like I created actually a 3-minute clip providing as much information as I can about this event because this girl, her life was on cloud 9. Women would dream to have a life like her life.
Yeah.
She had basically 2 multi-million-dollar one was an apartment, one was a house.
The surgeon and his beautiful wife lived in a $6.5 million apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side. They also kept another multi-million-dollar summer home on Long Island.
Is a waterfront home worth at least $2.5 million.
Her husband was gone all day, so she didn't have to go and please him all the time.
No. She was selling them cakes to other folks.
Selling the spicy tuna cupcakes on the free market.
She was reportedly paid up to $10,000 per date.
$675,000 in cash deposits, okay? Many checks coming in from New Jersey real estate executives.
Meow. Meow.
Guys from the UK. Booty clapping sounds. Everybody is hitting that ass, all right?
And she was pursuing her dreams. I saw she was interior director or designer, and she was working on her own social media pages. So like she kind of had it all. So anyway, in regards to that, I try to put as much information as I can, condense it into 1 minute about how good her life was. So what people were really commenting on was, number one, they did comment on exactly what her thoughts or your thoughts on her as her being basically a thought.
Yeah.
But we got some really interesting comments from the other side of the aisle, usually coming from the women, right?
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, some of the women were backing up this spinal surgeon too. But here's the first comment that ruffled Grover's feathers.
All right.
One from such TikTok account says, he knew, but decided to snitch because they split. And then someone's response to her was, no shit, women try to find a way to make the guy's fault.
Yeah. And so I'm sure he meant make it the guy's fault. But look, here's the bottom line. Stop making excuses for bad behavior. This is bad behavior. He knew, but decided to snitch because they split.
I love how she rhymed too.
Yeah. Obviously,
that's awesome.
Obviously, this individual has such a high intellectual IQ. We're not going to call a person out, but I would if you get froggy. But
and he knew.
Yeah,
what is that supposed to mean? So basically, it's like okay.
So was he a pimp?
Just.
So was it? I know he's making millions of dollars. He has millions of dollars in assets, but he needed an extra
wingers.
He needed an extra $700K to sending his wife out there to basically clap them cheeks all over town for thousands of dollars. And look, when you're paying that much money, it's the GFE. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know what that means,
wait, what?
The GFE.
What is the GFE? Enlighten us.
Friend experience.
Oh, yeah.
It's a documentary on Netflix. And that means that...
So what entails in the girlfriend experience?
Well, I'll put it this way. If you're paying that much money, you're going on a raw diggity dog.
So is there lots of pies that are filled involved?
There is the type of pies that are filled with cream.
Like custard? Whatever it is, right?
So I don't know. Apparently, she liked custard cream, chocolate cream, a little peanut butter cream. The girl likes cream.
Banana cream.
Some banana cream.
You shall shoot the cream in her like a javelin.
All right. So basically, this is excuses again. Once again, somehow he's to be blamed. And is this a woman on woman thing where basically a woman needs to come to another woman's defenses? Like, what's this whole breakdown here?
She flew in like Supergirl. She flew in like Supergirl. Well, of course, he knew and he just snitched because they split. He didn't snitch. He got caught. Mm-hmm. There's a difference.
She belongs to the
And to me,
street.
that's almost like it's affirming bad behavior.
Yeah.
It's promoting bad behavior.
Right.
And this to me is extremely bad behavior. So how in God's name is this a right thing, a right kind of mentality to have about this situation?
Because she a thought too.
Oh, it's just like that.
Yeah, that person. Oh, he decided to snitch because he knew. What, you hoeing? You in the same situation? You a thought too. Mm-hmm. You know, see a thought, be a thought.
All right, well, let's move on to the next comment here.
Okay.
So we got another TikTok account, and it's like a blah, 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 whatever their name is. I thought men wanted their women to work. Hold on. Okay. I thought men wanted their women to work so badly. She's pretty and bringing in the money for the family.
So
maybe this is a little bit like satire.
I gotta say this is tongue in cheek.
Yeah, this tongue in cheek.
I gotta say this is tongue in cheek. It is pretty funny, but look.
So actually, I have to apologize. Zakia on Earth. So because now I can read that's more tongue in cheek than anything.
Yeah.
So go in.
Yeah. So Zakia, you get a pass on this one. You get a pass on this one, especially when you got the smile upside down. She's I will say that, he don't need to, making millions of dollars. You don't need a little money. But all right, let's go to the next one.
Next one. All right. So the next one is by.
This one's disgusting.
Do you want me not to say it?
Just say it. Just say it. Don't say the person's name, but it's disgusting.
So from the blah, 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 she wouldn't have done that if he was sharing his money with his wife. What the fuck?
Okay, so let's just unpack this.
You living in the man's house.
So
you eating his food.
So you're in a mansion.
She wasn't even making no money.
You have two houses, right? 2 houses?
One house and one apartment. But the apartment might have been a house.
A Manhattan apartment, like $1 million.
Yeah, millions of dollars.
$1 million Manhattan apartment, all right? You don't have to work. So let's just go on a limb and say this hoe was not eating ramen noodles every motherfucking day. You stupid, idiotic, no good for nothing. Waste of space. Your father should have pulled out and left it on the floor. You do not belong on earth. The person who left this comment.
Wow.
Did I go in? No?
Yeah, you went in pretty hard right there.
Oh, excellent. I was actually...
You almost nutted there for going that hard.
No.
But I still don't get that. She wouldn't have done that if he was sharing his money with his wife.
And this is just...
So what, did she share her love to other men?
Yeah. Or did she share his money? I mean, did she share her money? Did she give him $350?
Well, apparently...
Did he get that $350K?
She had an inheritance... from a passed away grandmother.
I'm not mad at you hoeing, but like You brought your great grandmother.
You brought me
You wake up in
this?
heaven just chilling. All of a sudden, she feel like a burn mark come up, like the devil just left. Like, oh, what the fuck kind of sin did I get involved with?
Well, why did you get Mima in this?
You know what I mean?
Which it seemed like it may have been fabricated. And remember, all this is allegedly.
It's fabricated. You know what she inherited from her grandma and her mama?
What is that?
She inherited the ability to clap them cheeks.
Okay. You're gonna leave me hanging. Oh my god! Wow, well, is she a pretty girl? Anyway, so let's go into this next one.
4 times. She's probably available.
I'm just saying. All right. So the next one is from another lady. Right.
Yeah. Oh, this one's nasty too.
This one, man, he's prob a cuck and outed her for all we know. So what is a cuckold? A cuck, which is a cuckold. What is a cuckold?
A cuck is someone who enjoys watching his wife get pounded while he sits there and watch. Normally, a cuck has homoerotic tendencies. One of the times of my past jobs, I was actually working security for an adult industry, and they did cuckold porn, and I thought it was disgusting, and I'm glad I don't have that job anymore. A cuck is also used to call race traders when they're being overly political, but the classic sense of a cuckold is a man who enjoys watching his wife get pounded by other men.
I wanted to try something new that would challenge me.
I was right on, wasn't I?
Well, I don't know. Like sometimes these things like get PG rated.
Got to go to the Urban Dictionary.
All right. Now I'm gonna go with the 1913 dictionary because we know the Urban Dictionary is exactly what you said. And this one says a man whose wife is unfaithful, the husband of an adulteress. So, yeah, technically he is a cuck, right? So to make a cuckold as a husband by seducing his wife or by her becoming an adulteress.
Yeah. And, Rollo Tomassi actually talks about that. And he says that, men, we give our resources and our attention to women and order and
which is time.
And what we expect from them is not to be made cucks by them. That's just one of the things. But that saying this, he's probably a cuck, outed her for all we know. This is another low value, no good for nothing, nasty individual who, should have been swallowed. But, unfortunately, we're not, that didn't happen. And this person's actually walking around drinking water and breathing oxygen on planet Earth.
You're really going in, aren't you?
These people with these nasty comments, because there's no way. And the thing is this, I don't like people who won't hold themselves accountable, and I like to talk shit. So here we go.
Or backing up people that have done wrong.
Right.
Allegedly. We still got to say allegedly. Have done wrong, even though the courts have kind of proven otherwise.
Yeah.
Done wrong and keep promoting bad behavior. This is the type of mentality that is never holding anyone accountable all right, so I get it. Self-forgiveness, being able to redeem yourself, being able to reconcile your past, those are very beneficial, important to a person's well-being.
Right.
But still, bad behavior must be called out for.
It has to be.
It needs to be so it can be corrected so that other people from the outside, from watching the social media, from consuming the content, do not repeat the same behavior. Because when it comes down to it, what we're trying to do, we're trying to maintain the integrity of society. Mm-hmm. All this goes against the maintenance of the integrity of society. I'm a big futurist, but I do know that some traditional values and principles must be upheld.
Well, you can just say that when society starts losing their principles, you turn into Rome, and we all know Rome went away.
Yep, and went pretty debaucherous, raunchy, and it started to disintegrate from inside.
And I'm just going to say this, culturally, Western culture has strayed away from accountability, started making excuses for people. And look, it started, in my opinion, when I was young. When I was young, I ran a race. It was first, second, and third place. If you were in fourth place, you know what you were? You were not mentioned. You didn't get a participation trophy.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you're saying bad behavior gets, we're connecting it somehow. Basically, you're rewarded in some way.
Hey, y'all. It's officially stepdaddy season. Don't let your baby mama or your baby daddy block your blessings. I know in theory it sounds good keeping the same person to have kids with, but that's insanity as well.
You have to be held accountable because not everybody can win. Because everybody feels like they need to win, people start making excuses for people. She couldn't have just been bad because no one's bad. Mm-hmm. No one's just bad because when you do bad, you still get a passing grade.
It is so ghetto being a baby mama, and thinking about multiple baby daddies is scary. But you and my baby gonna be all right. So we moving forward, onward, upward. Oh, it's ghetto. It's so fucking ghetto. In conclusion, stepdaddy season. Big aura, big lumber, big follow through need only apply.
When you do bad, you still get a participation trophy. Oh, when you do bad, you still, if you have enough money, you get let out of trouble.
So I had this talk with this pastor because I wanted to interview him on my podcast, and eventually maybe we'll still end up doing that. But he was really on it about the postmodern thought where your truth is a relative's truth. And we are living in a relative universe with a specific reference, the frame of reference, right? But when it comes to objective reality, what's right and wrong, I think we can say there are some absolute truths. Right? That you are of an African descent and I'm of some mixed Asian or whatever. I don't even can't even word for myself.
Oh, just claim the Asian, dude. Just go on and claim the Asian. Just claim it.
But you know what I mean? It's just like this subjectivity is gone too far.
Yeah.
It really has.
Well, I mean, this is how bad the subjectivity has gone. Is that nowadays that someone will actually say, hey, you know what? That's not actually red, that's blue, and argue the point. That you could put up things because of the internet gives you access to talk without thinking. You could put up things and say, hey, you know what? This is untrue. Mm-hmm. And then when someone says, oh, actually, these facts are all wrong, and says, well, because my facts aren't 100% right, the settlement is still right. No, if you put up incorrect facts, the settlement is not right because your facts are incorrect. If you say that maybe someone did this, when you justify something, it's incorrect. It's all connected, and it all leads to a decay of society to the point where society doesn't even want to have an understanding of why things happen now. So you have idiots saying, well, gas prices are expensive because someone came into office. Really? So the president just waves a magic wand and makes gas prices more expensive? Of course. The one thing that affects everyone that the president, if he could do it easily, he would do it. It has to be the gas prices. So if he could affect it, he would just make gas prices low because everybody would be happy. And so, we have to produce more gas, but we'd still just sell it on the open market. Mm-hmm. And we don't set the price for the open market. OPEC sets the price. So it's just one of those things where all of these things are connected. The truth, reality, accountability, they're all connected.
So I'm connected here. So stay with me. So we know that we're pulling on the thread of traditional values of society, and we're pulling it apart literally, and at the same time rewriting the rules where now the open sexual market value.
Mm-hmm. Fact that men hit their peak later than women do. Women will always hit their peak much, much earlier than guys do because it takes longer for men to mature into what makes them attractive. Women will always mature faster than men. We already know that physically.
Is being rewritten where things that we would see from a traditional standpoint that upholds that is the glue to families, which becomes the society, is now being turned where bad behavior like this is rewarded.
Yes.
And then that is praised in a sense.
Not only is it rewarded, but
the person that's bringing the resources is somehow there's a suspicion.
Villainized.
Yes.
He's villainized.
Yes.
So because of course he had to do something wrong because she just can't be a shit person. Mm-hmm. Look, you know what his accountability is? He should have vetted her better.
The professional criminals, some of them ladies, plotting on you. And because of their scheming, they can get in their beauty, they can get into networks that they should not be in.
I have never used an online dating service.
You are the online dating service. You are self-serve.
I've never used an online dating service, but Backpage is my shit.
She lied about her education. She's supposedly been completing a chemistry major at the University of Connecticut. The documents claim she never even completed high school. She took a break to compete in the Miss USA pageant
in Las Vegas. Regina Turner, 21, Hartford, Connecticut.
Just marrying beauty pageants because they're beautiful. I just don't understand what guys are trying to get accomplished. What are rich men trying to do here? Like, are rich men idiots? Because you're trading your value for somebody who didn't even graduate high school, who probably can't even really read and write. And they're a liar and they're a scammer.
Yeah. He should have knew better. That's his accountability. He has a role to play in this. And you know what? He deserves the heartache and the loss of money that he's going to lose, right?
And time.
And time.
But
what if she would have filed for divorce before you caught her? She would have been cheating the whole time, taking that money, and then planning to divorce you, what she was going to do. She'll take your money from you that you worked hard for while she was cheating on you the whole time, keeping their money, go marry another rich guy and do the same thing to him and get their money at the same time and then divorce him and get more money from him. Yes, that's a scam.
But what he doesn't deserve is for people to make excuses. See, two things can be right. He can be bad at vetting people and she could be a shit person for taking advantage because she didn't have to sell her ass. He was rich.
Mm-hmm. If he leads with money to attract women, then that's all they're going to be there for.
It doesn't. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like she might be about whatever she is.
Yeah.
If that's what you're offering her, you're just giving her what she wants.
Yeah.
Our girl Turner claimed here in January her income was $0 and that she was totally dependent on Kim for their support in the filing. In the official court complaint, it says it remains inconceivable to the plaintiff, Dr. Kim over here, that given his substantial earnings as a spine surgeon and his enormous generosity to the defendant, Turner over here, that the defendant continued to sell special spice for money during the marriage. And also, her savings and access to the funds derived from her receipt of money in exchange for the provision of those spicy services. So as continued in the court complaint, not to belabor the obvious, but the defendant clearly committed material fraud upon Dr. Kim by concealing her sale of the spicy services in exchange for money prior to the marriage. As further obvious, the plaintiff would not have married the defendant absent her lies and concealment. On many of occasions, the defendant represented that she was out with girlfriends. She was in fact providing spicy services in exchange for money to men. They finalized their split before a public hearing could take place, according to a spokesman for the State Office of Court Administration in New York.
The case was set for a trial but was quickly settled this week. Divorce attorney Kelly Chang Rickard is familiar with the case.
Anytime there's a controversial issue, the case settles really fast because it has the potential of damaging somebody's reputation. Here, all her clients could be released.
And that's just the bottom line. So, you know, if you're going to be out there slapping cheeks when you're married, and you're not slapping cheeks to your married man, and you're selling the spicy tuna cupcakes on an open market, I'm not going to give you any slack. I'm going to call you what you are. And you know what you are? A hoe.
Now, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke.
Whatever the fuck she wants.
She get the back. She get the back.
She's not a
dude.
gold digger. She a platinum digger. You feel me?
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's some people that like that.
I need a sugar daddy to come pay my bill.
A proper garden tool. You're giving up the viscous innards. Shout out the mediocre tutorials and review.
Y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active.
To strangers for the dollar.
And as much as we try to rewrite the rules of some of these traditional gender roles, and some need to be bent a little bit, some need to be rewritten, but something like this, yes. Absolutely not.
It wouldn't have made a difference if these were two women together and a woman was doing the same thing.
Or two men together.
And a man was doing the same thing because you said you wanted to be married.
Yep. And what is marriage? I mean, marriage is supposed to be upheld as the highest value in the Western world, right?
If you take apart all of everything, what marriage is a social contract between two people that I will not get my sexual gratification or personal intimacy from anyone else except you. That's what it is. And if you can't handle that, don't get married. So if you're going to be out there, and I love doing this, slapping cheeks with other people, if you're going to be out there slanging that ding-a-ling, you're in violation.
All right. Well,
yeah,
you are in violation because, yeah. Anyways. So,
right.
Yeah, where can they follow you at?
You can follow me at I am Gorilla1 on the gram.
And you can follow me at scott.tieee. Check down the description below. You can see my Org Uni channel. You probably see a couple cards here with me talking about crypto and self-improvement on that channel if you're interested in that kind of thing. And also make sure you like and subscribe and hit the
notification ting-a-ling-a-ling.
And make sure you leave the comments down below. See, what are your thoughts on this situation? Are you taking the side of this lady? Does she have some kind of ground to stand on for her actions and her behavior?
Man, that bitch on quicksand. That bitch on quicksand.
I guess there we have it.
And also, don't forget to hit us at on the Facebook
at Happiness
the
Podcast
Happiness Podcast Project, and on Instagram at Can you handle tip? Can you handle
underscore
tip?
TikTok at Tip Network.
Tip Network. All right,
there's a lot. Just check the links down below.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
We link it. All right. Shit, I ain't gonna say that.
What?
She was putting a lot of booty in the face.
Yeah, a lot of them pies in the face too. Anyway,
boom, we out.
Look for a real connection opposed to one which is based on your material values and what you can provide. Make sure your relationship energizes and supports you in your quest, rather than derail and distract you from it. Find a teammate, not a liability.
Leave your comments and like and subscribe on YouTube. Booty in your face.
We found true happiness.